As I was saying, hello people of the present if you're watching this live, and people of the future if you're watching a recording. Now today is my first Rebels Unite live stream ever, and the goal of today's stream is to um, figure out the visual art style of the game and maybe start designing the characters um, for, for the game. I assume you can hear me. I can hear you. Hey, hello. Who's that person? Oh, Footman1. Is this your first time attending one of my live streams? I don't seem to remember you from way back in the day. Anyway, I'm going to. The goal for today's live stream is to figure out the visual art style for Rebels Unite and design a few characters. So, um, Rebels Unite is this new game I'm working on. It's a party game, sort of similar to Mafia, if you are familiar with it, where each player is given a character, and during the course of the game, you have to basically find out who the other players are, who the other players' characters are. And I don't know that I can say much more about the game. Uh, I think that I want to do a more stylized art style for all the characters, give them very almost, what's the word? Caricaturesque facial features. Now, the characters in the game, there's three types of characters. There's the simple humans, the civilians, as they're called. There's the rebel leaders and the police officers, policemen. And I'm thinking the general tone, the general setting, rather, of this game should be around maybe the end of the 19th century. Hey, Game G1, I remember you. I know who you are. I've seen you before. What time is it actually where you are right now? It's almost 6 p.m. here, so I don't know. Maybe it's too early for live streams for you guys. I'm not sure. So I will have to design three different types of characters. There's the rebel leaders, the policemen, and the normal civilians. Since this game is played with many 10 minutes to 3. Oh, so you're somewhere in Europe. Unless it's 3 in the morning, then you're in the United States or somewhere in America. Let me actually pull up some pictures on this screen. I'll do it here of 19th century policemen so that I have some references. Probably should have done this earlier. Okay, here we go. So there's the traditional English thing with the hat that they do. Let me make it a little less transparent. Which is that? It's lagging a bit. Actually, I don't like the look of these policemen. They're supposed to be undercover. So maybe they can have a symbol, you know, like a star on their chest. But other than that, their um, wardrobe can be similar to all of the other characters. Anyway, actually, I think the first thing to do should be to figure out the palette of the game, because I'm not sure how all of the characters will look best. Now this is the red color that is in the logo, and I think it should be included somewhere on the palette, maybe on the Rebels banners or stuff like that. Next color, and I'd like for the palette to be consistent. Let's choose a light skin color. Then some browns and grays, maybe. Maybe something a little bit more green to compensate the brown, yellowish green, something like this. No, we don't like this. Maybe something bluish, that also works. Okay. And more orange, I feel color more like this. There needs to be one green. Right now, I'm just looking at different combinations of colors that might work together in. No, I don't like this green. If it's going to be a green, it has to be more of a darker shade and a more yellowish hue. No, still not good enough. Maybe something like this. Or like this. I don't know, actually. We'll see. I'm pretty sure these three colors will be in the game, plus some greens and browns and grays. Now, since the game will be played with many people, I think there should be different kinds of policemen, of rebel leaders, and of civilians. So probably it means, okay, actually, let's bring this down again. Um, now, the game has to be played at least with 8 players. Wow, it's really lagging. Okay. Okay, 8 players minimum. But it can go up to 20 plus players. Although, to be fair, I've never tested it with 20 players, so maybe that's not doable. But in theory, it works. So I'd like to have different kinds of policemen and of rebel leaders and of civilians. Let's say, okay, so there has to be men and women. There has to be like old people, young, middle age, and for example, in an 8-player game, there will be 2 police officers and 2 rebel leaders and 4 just common civilians. In a 20-player game, that would be, I think, probably 4 police officers and 4 rebel leaders, which leaves 12 civilians. Maybe I can get maybe 12 different civilians is good enough. So if it's going to be 12, like six men and 6 women, like a young man, middle-aged, and an old man. Young, middle, old. So this way, maybe we can add this more later. For example, we can maybe have more middle-aged, but at least like this. I don't know. If it's 2 and 2 and 2 and 2 and 2, we get to 12. Like 2 young men, 2 middle-aged men, 2 old men, 2 young women, 2 middle-aged women, and 2 old women. I think that's a fair representation of the population, although probably in an actual population there's going to be less older people. But okay, that's at least an interesting thought of how many characters there would be in the game. Now, let's try and figure out this style. If you've seen my weekly sketch vlogs, you know that I really like this style of inking, like simulated ink. So if I were to design an old, I really don't know what I'm doing, but an old man example. And I really would like to, for all of the characters, to have one singular style. It can either look like something like this, just as a, just let's see what happens as a test. This is a little bigger. I mean, it could work. It's really simple, straightforward way of illustrating these characters. This is just a test to see what they may end up looking like. So maybe something along those lines. Yeah, that works fine, I guess. Or I was thinking another different style. Actually, I don't really mind this one too much. I was kind of worried that it wouldn't work. There's this other style that I have in my head of not using any. Let me do it like this. I need a keyboard. Not using any black borders and just painting it as if they were painted with oil paintings, oil colors. Although, okay, this doesn't work. This isn't working. Get rid of this really quick. I don't know, let's just design a simple head shape. So it will be maybe something along the lines of this. Again, really simplifying. Just trying to figure out the style. Yeah, I think I generally prefer a black outline. But I like this style of coloring, which is just flat um, combinations of colors. Although it's just the problem is that I'm not that good at shading with Photoshop, and I'm always so afraid of getting into shading. Yeah, it always starts to look worse as soon as I go and actually start shading. Just as an example. Obviously, just trying to figure it out. No. Okay, let's get rid of this monster, this fetus. And, well, either way, we'll figure it out later, I think, the way the characters will be colored. I think it's best to just stick to designing the actual characters. Do the players play as if they were the characters? If so, so if you had a homeless man and a rich woman, the players would be expected to fit into the characteristics they were given. No, all of the civilians uh, are the same in the game, from a gameplay standpoint. It's just to have different, just to add variety to the game and add some interesting flavor. Sort of like Clue, there's no difference between Colonel Mustard or Mr. Green, but they look different. They're different people. So that's the idea. Honestly, I could just draw one uh, civilian, one rebel leader, and one policeman and be done with it. But that's just, come on. If I can draw them myself, why not do a good job? All right, so let me open up here some caricatures. Because a thing that I was thinking about the style of the game, I'd like for all of the characters to be stylized, sort of like this first drawing I did. So, yeah, more like that one rather than this one right here. So, I don't know, let's start with civilians because I guess they're the easiest ones to draw. Um, um, I don't know actually. I'll just play around with shapes. Maybe some interesting um, head will turn up. Let me bring back the chat here so I can see your messages. Not so interesting, actually. Actually, let's go back to this guy. He had an interesting look going. Let's get rid of the hair. Oh, wait. I'm drawing on the wrong layer. And this isn't exactly black. So black. Also, we need to figure out how much the characters are stylized. So right now, if we look at this one, he's pretty stylized. The proportions aren't really realistic at all. And I'd like to keep it this way, honestly. How about maybe he should have a hat. Maybe not, actually. So how's it going, guys? How do you like the site, the website? We managed to finish it in time, and we launched it yesterday. There were a few problems with it, and we started fixing them. For example, there was an issue with when you highlight text, it is highlighted in white, and in some places the background is white, so you just don't see the highlighted text. And now we fixed that so that it's highlighted in blue, and there is no such problem anymore. Looks good. Awesome. We tried to make it as comfortable to use as possible. Maybe let's add some glasses here. As comfortable to use as possible. At least I find it comfortable to use, so that's something. And people are starting to join, which is really encouraging, because usually not many people pay attention to Facebook posts or stuff like that, unless I say something specifically in a let's make a trading card game video. Not many people watch much else of mine, yeah, my other content. Okay, so the head, I think, is done. Let me at least a sketch for the head. Let's take it, Control C. Let's zoom out. Let's add a new layer. Just hide all of this. Control V. And where's the head? Oh, it is here. Okay. Take this. And I think I should draw the entire character. can inject it with some character, with some personality. And by the way, this canvas has the same proportions of a standard trading card. And I'm thinking of having normal sized cards for the game. Okay, let me think of how his body should look like. Now, he looks like an older gentleman. So keeping in mind that we are exaggerating everything. Let's give him a cane, something. It gets a bit silent in these streams, but I can't really put music because if this is going to go to YouTube, then the music will. How it works here on Twitch is that they take down the audio part of a live stream if there's copywritten music in it. So if I'm going to put some music in the background, it has to be free on the internet somewhere. Actually, so I didn't really plan on adding music, but I guess it could be done in the future. And it usually keeps more viewers because if there's music, I don't have to be always talking to the audience. They can just listen to the music for a while I actually focus on the artwork. Okay. Let's get inside. Whoops. Can you see me fine, actually? Looks like the camera is positioned right. So what else is happening of interest? I wanted to see The Hateful Eight. I didn't get the chance to. Did you guys see The Hateful Eight, the new Quentin Tarantino film? I'm mostly interested in the music because it's written by Ennio Morricone, and he made he made the soundtrack for The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, which is fantastic. That soundtrack, I mean, I would play it right now, but it's copywritten music, so I cannot. And I think he won a Golden Globe for the music, and he's nominated for an Oscar. Not sure if he'll win it. He should, I think. even though I haven't I haven't seen the movie. I guess I'm a bit biased, but John Williams didn't do a great job, I think, on the score for Star Wars. And no, he did a good job. Just that there weren't any um, really memorable tunes and themes. So what am I doing? What am I trying to accomplish with this pose? Um, Actually, let me try and draw a small scheme. Okay, so he's like this. Okay, so this is the pose. It's not really translating that all that well. You can have little tiny legs, like really cartoony. Well, not really tiny legs. I can make them shorter, with like long feet, because older people tend to have longer hands, bigger hands and feet. Actually, I think that the nose, the ears, and hands and feet are parts of the body that continuously grow, and they continue to grow during the entire life of the person. Whoops. Oh, what's going on? Oh, let me try this again. Selection. After this, I will do another layer, just like I usually do in my drawings. You know what? I think this leg should be pointing the other way. For comedic effect. And okay. Hmm. Actually, he's becoming more of a modern day old man. To keep with the theme that we set. Actually, let's give him slippers just because, I don't know, just because for the fun of it. The whole tone, I think, of the characters should be a little whimsical, a little fun. It's almost time for another layer. I don't know if I like his body shape. Um, okay. Getting somewhere. And now let's add some clothes. What did people wear back in the 19th century or early 20th century? Well, I guess they pretty much wear the same things now, more or less. Let's give him like a jacket with a pocket watch, maybe. Whoops, what's happening? Let me check if that. Am I still live actually? Sometimes it doesn't. Okay, everything works. Um, Waistcoat, yes. Actually, I'm not sure what the correct term for clothes are. These clothes is. Okay, it's getting really messy. Let's add a new layer. And we'll bring down the alpha of this one. We'll take a smaller brush. Oh, actually, before we do this, let's bring back the alpha to 100% and zoom out. Okay, so this is the card. And, you know, he's about the right size. I'm thinking of having written here maybe the word civilian in white, apparently. Okay, or in red. It's fine, doesn't matter. But bigger. So it's going to be, so this is 10, really 10 pixels? So like 36, for example. No, still too big, I think. Whoa, what's going on? Okay. still a bit big. Let's make it 30 pixels. I don't get it. Why it's 30 pixels? It's supposed to be, this image is a lot bigger than, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, and here you'll get like his name, I think, like Mr. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Mr. Doctor, uh, Sir, Esquire. Let's make this smaller. It's really lagging. Okay. So here you'll get the name of the dude or girl. And here you'll get the character that they are, the kind of their profession. And yeah, it looks like the drawing is about the right size if it's going to be like this. Plus the outermost parts of the card will be blackened. What I mean is the edges. Okay, wait a second. So it's going to be actually more like this. It's a detail, but still. What did I press? And here. So if this is a card, yeah, it works fine. I mean, I can make him a little bit bigger, but other than that, everything looks all right. So let's bring down the opacity again. This is not the right layer. Which is this the right layer? Yes, it is. Okay, bring it down to about 30%. Let's add another layer. Take so for today, I think we can draw one character and see if the style works for the game. I think it will actually, judging by what I've done so far. Okay. Let's make the alpha again like 35 or something, 36. Transparency and zoom in. What's going on with Skype? Okay. And here we go. Let's keep the shapes simple. After all, the card will be small, and I'd like for the design of the characters to be um, mostly made out of simple shapes. Actually, let's change his y-axis. Now, the eyes, I'm not quite sure how to draw them. Start, I guess, with the eyebrows. Probably simple it's better to keep it simpler rather than more complex. So with this, these are the eyes, kind of. Maybe I'll have to simplify again. I'm adding a bit too many wrinkles. Like keep it simple. Like one here, a bag under his eye, another one. Maybe that's too enormous of a bag. Okay, like this. All right. And his head shape, which was really strange. But we're not backing down from the, we're not making it more realistic, if that makes sense. Okay. And I think he can have like big, bushy eyebrows. Maybe a bit like clouds, something like this. And a few hairs here and there. What do you think? How's it coming along? I can see there's There's a few of you there. Say something. Otherwise, I can't talk to myself for a long time. Come on, help me out here. What do you want to talk about? What's happening of interest in the world? I don't know, actually. Honestly, I don't know where his shoulder should be. Okay, so this is the shape, and usually it goes somewhere here. Yeah, it should be there then somewhere. Right? Yeah. So it goes like this, and then that, and then that wrinkles. Nice, kind of. Well, we'll fix that later. Another one there. We can go. What about the hands? We haven't really talked about the hands. So again, exaggerated, I guess. It looks more of a skeleton hand, but you know that's generally what happens to older people. Um, their hands and their facial, like any all features start to look more skeletal sometimes because there's no more flash, like in the cheeks, for example, the flesh kind of droops and you see the cheekbones more often. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Actually, the reason this doesn't work is because I'm trying to make a realistic shoulder in a place where uh, the the character, the character isn't really realistic, so the shoulder can be really in any place. It depends on where I put it. Let's move out a bit, zoom out. Okay. So his legs, let's say that the legs start from here and go, this one goes that. one goes this way. So he'll have normal pants and slippers for no particular reason other than to show that he's old. That's how he walks down the street with huge slippers, oversized slippers on. With like bunnies on them. Oh, something like. Yeah, I'll make the bunnies a little bit bigger so they're noticeable. Okay, there we go. Now we're getting somewhere with this coat. Sorry for the lack of the commentary, but it's really hard to concentrate on drawing and still talk, especially when English is not the first language. There you go, 2 buttons. And a pocket here with a small little chain that goes there. Okay, what have we drawn? What does this even look like? Do you have any advice on doing pixel art for a card game? I can't seem to make anything that I really like. Ooh, yeah, well, it's. I have to say, pixel art is maybe the easiest way of drawing art for games, but still, you need to have basic knowledge of art, and because I mean, the basics are the same for any type of medium, whether it be digital art or traditional. But you want to use pixel art for a card game. So sort of like what's his name? I don't. Oh, sorry, I'm blanking. Um, Quest for the Lost Pixel is a game with pixel art that's not really a card game, but it's a board game with pixel art. And I really don't know. Pixel art originated with video games, obviously, but I guess it can be used for other types of games. What kind of advice are you searching for? I can't really explain how to make pixel art. Well, I guess general advice on pixel art would be you need to find a palette that works. You need to learn the basic rules of pixel art. You know, like what's anti-aliasing? Do you need it? How does it work? What's I don't know what else. Dithering. Do you need it? How does it work? When you should use it? Are you making a game with? Are you making a card game with pixel art in it? That seems unusual. Okay, so how does this look? Doesn't look too bad. Um, Let me think. Maybe a vertical cane is the way to go, rather than this Yoda-style cane. Um, let's not get too fancy. Okay, good enough. Now, next layer. And actually, for this layer, let's try a few different things. Let's try painting. Let's get rid of this one and this one as well. Let's take our palette here. Copy. And where is everything? Okay, this is our guy. Get rid of this and paste in place. What layer is this? Okay, it's a separate layer. Now, let's get rid of this. I don't like the hair on this guy. It was better before. Let's give him a little bit more hair. Okay, there. And let's try. First of all, okay, let me get the layers fixed. Okay, we can delete this one. There's nothing here. Oh no, there is something here. Okay. Is there anything here? Nope. All right. Now this sixth layer is behind this one where the actual drawing is, and let's try to paint with solid colors taken from the palette. And let's see how this looks. Just as a test. Okay, first of all, I don't like the blue. Okay, so far so good. Just to see how this may look like in the end, because I probably honestly should have tried to design a few characters before attempting to do a card. but it's fine. I have some time. Let's make the cane this color as well for consistency purposes. He needs a little bit more brown there. Actually, the hand I think would be more this. Oh no, did I screw things up? Yeah, it works fine. Let's take the main color for his skin. Now, most of the characters will be white, but I will add some different ethnicities. Perhaps, you know what, I'm thinking maybe the different characters can have a different color palette. So the civilians can have this more brownish color palette, while the rebels can have a more reddish, more maybe vibrant color palette. Let's take this gray. Probably we can make it a little bit lighter. Let's, yeah, as I thought. Put this here. Let's add this to the palette. Actually, let's add this color as well to the palette, just to see what we're working with. Right here. And a more yellowish one. Stuff like this. Cane, maybe in buttons. And the chain here. And the belt buckle. Okay, and a bit of shadows. Again, just to see how this would look like in general terms. And bunnies can use the same color palette as the face. Maybe not, I don't know. I mean, maybe it could work. you know, there will be other colors, of course, but just to try and see how this all pans out. So, darker shade of brown slash gray for the socks. I mean, honestly, it doesn't really matter, but okay. What if it's something like this? I mean, I guess it works. What do you think? What if I get rid of the line art? Ooh, looks terrible. Hmm. And then I guess we can just not to so that we don't leave the background white. Add a layer here. Get rid of where's the palette? Okay, there. And I'm getting all mixed up with all of the layers. Right, now all of the no. Sorry guys. I'm fixing a few mistakes here and there, but generally speaking, okay, this is just a version of how a character may look like. I don't know, what do you think? Let's try adding a bit of a thingy. What's it called? Background. Now the background, I feel like it can be shadowy and like, let me show you, like this. So that the characters are nice and cartoony, full of hard shadows, and the actual card. I don't know what color can it be. Should there be a background that works? You know, that's the same for all the cards. Maybe. Let's for now make one single gray background just because I don't want to make it necessarily white, and this way the contrast would be right. Let's add some white, and let's say that it gets lighter where the names are. Let's find the right font, which probably I should be, I will write it, but, oh, actually, this doesn't look so bad. Nice generic font, except this is turning to be a really boring stream. Sorry, guys. Actually, I'm wasting time. Let's go back and let's get rid of all of these colors, and let's do the outline, and then I'll figure out the colors on the next live stream and how to shade it, this card. So, new layer. New layer 11. This layer, let me see. Yes, this is the right layer. Now, this is the actual line art, the inking part of the drawing. And now for this, we bring down the Cintiq and zoom in on the drawing. This is about right. And let's start drawing. Okay. Nice and bold strokes. Let's make the eraser smaller as well. The eyes. Or to keep the wrinkles to a minimum, if possible. Just because I want to keep the style nice and clean and okay, that works. should go like this. This, no. Nope. This has always been a difficult place for me to draw, like the eye that's farther away from us. In portraits. There you go. You know what? From now on, let's have some music here, because I can see that you're not that interested in all of this that's going on. So I will be adding music from now on to live streams, and I'll make sure that it is free on the internet. That it's what's the right word? Anyway, I'll make sure that I can use it here on Twitch and on YouTube safely. Okay. Nice. And nope, too long. Ah. Nope, doesn't work that well. Let's try from this angle. Nice. Okay. There's a small problem here. Actually, no, there isn't. Okay. Glasses look good. Let's add a few hairs for fun. Okay. You know what? I think this is getting pretty boring for you guys, um, judging by the fact that there's nobody here anymore. So I think I can safely continue doing this on my own, and I'll continue on Thursday with the entire drawing all with the inking already finished for this drawing, and I guess I'll see you then, so I can try out different techniques of coloring, coloration. Oh, maybe not this. So I guess that's it for now, because what's the point in continuing? Uh, I don't know. Is there somebody else? I see someone. Hello, someone. What's up? I really like drawing these wrinkles. It's kind of difficult to learn where they should be placed, but once you figure it out, it really adds. Actually, I don't think I have figured it out because apparently this doesn't look right. But once you do, they start looking really well, really good. Huh. Okay, I'll draw a little bit more and continue on Thursday. Actually, let me see the whole picture. Yeah, something doesn't look right with his right shoulder. Okay, so it should be right down here, like this, right? Let's go back to the previous layer just to be sure. Okay, so his body goes like this, right? Right. So if this shoulder is here, this other shoulder should be here. It's unfortunate that it's not seen. It should be like down there. And there should be a few wrinkles there. No, I guess it works. There you go, and get rid of this. Let's get rid of this other layer, and let's see how this looks. Okay, I guess it looks all right. I guess we have to go back in because it's really hard to draw details from such a long way away. You know what? This is getting too boring. I'll see you guys next time. I'll continue this by myself. And we'll meet on Thursday with all of the drawing inked, and we'll fill in the coloring stuff. I think if not very sharp, if okay, let me start over. I think the coloring should have either really sharp um, con contrast between light and shadow, or close to that. And once we've figured out how best to color the cards, I think I'll just start designing all different types of characters. Not only civilians, but rebel leaders and policemen. Like just coming up with different shapes of heads and bodies. This character, I think, looks all right. You can't mistake him as anything else but a civilian. And I like that he's got these um, peculiar, I don't know, really fun details like this one hair and the bunny slippers. It's all supposed to be in good fun. Anyway, that's it for today, and I'll see you guys on Thursday, the same time, which is 6 p.m. GMT plus 3, which is 5 p.m. GMT. And I'll hope to find a few of you there. Until next time, keep it up. Oh wait, actually,